father of 10 children, including 5 boys, all named George. George Jr., George the Third, George the Fourth, George the Fifth, and George the Sixth. But he is much more than that. George Foreman won an Olympic gold medal as a heavyweight boxer in 1969, and he ended his amateur career with a 27-0 record. In 1969, he turned pro. He had a total of 13 fights that year, and he won all but 2 of them by a knockout. One day, previous to a big fight, a sports writer asked Foreman, "You would continue boxing even if you lose?" Well, Foreman stared into the journalist's eyes and he said, "I beg your pardon." Well, the journalist quickly rephrased his question. He said, you don't think about losing?" Foreman smiled slyly and he wagged his head and said with quiet confidence, "No." Then he walked away. Well, George Foreman won his first heavyweight title when he beat Joe Frazier in 1973, and then he retired in 1977 at the age of 28 to enter the Christian ministry. Well, for most athletes, winning the heavyweight boxing championship of the world by beating Smoking Joe Frazier would be quite sufficient. But after 10 years in the ministry, George Foreman decided to return to the ring to win a second World Heavyweight Championship. And in his comeback, he had the same intense expectation to win as he did in his younger career. He didn't think about losing to the much younger Michael Moorer. He planned to win. In the highly publicized Las Vegas, Nevada fight, held on November 5th, 1994, Moorer danced around for 9 rounds, and he was dodging the clumsy, plodding, and nearly 46-year-old bald preacher. Well, Moorer threw punches at the old man, but he also worked really very hard to stay out of reach of Foreman's cocked right hand. All right? Well, just before the beginning of the 10th round, Angelo Dundee, Foreman's trainer, told him, "You got to put this guy down. You're behind, baby." Everybody agreed. He had to have a knockout. Slow and plodding, Foreman just kept marching forward like a clumsy giant into what was thought a losing battle. But George Foreman was just waiting for his opportunity. At 3:44 in the 10th round it came, and suddenly he threw his powerhouse right hand only 6 short inches directly into the chin of Michael Moorer. Moorer went down flat on his back for the 10 count. And Foreman went to his knees in prayer. Wow, Foreman had his comeback, and he was crowned the new WBA and IBF heavyweight champion of the world. This bald-headed, middle-aged TV pitchman and preacher had returned to the ring with what has since been heralded as one of the greatest comebacks in sports history. Do you need to plan your comeback? Do you need to get back into the ring again? Do you have an unrealized dream that may be tugging at your heart? Then don't spend another day working on your fallback plan. Start to plan your comeback. And if someone asks you what you're going to do when you go down for the count, look him in the eye with steely confidence and ask quietly, "I beg your pardon?" After all, what could possibly go right when you plan your comeback? Why, you could end up the heavyweight champion of the world. I'm Rob Morris, the Mile High Motivator, coming to you from my home office in Denver, Colorado. I'll see you next time on the next edition of Motivation